All right, so I just want to welcome you guys to the Black Beacon Project. I'm your host, Kate Johnson. I'm super excited to have you all meet the very first beacon on the show, Keisha with Regal Mindset. So let's go ahead and just welcome her in. Thank you. Okay, so can you just, give me your name and your organization?
Sure, absolutely. So my name is Keisha. I am just half of the host of the Regal Mindset podcast show. We also stream live normally on Friday nights, but tonight we're going to do it because tomorrow's a holiday. And I am a serial entrepreneur. And I also have some other things going on. I'm also a member of Alpha Lambda Zeta Fraternity Incorporated, and just out here in these streets, out in the community.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, welcome in, Keisha. Welcome in. So I just want to know, so what was your goal for starting your podcast and everything? Like, what was your goal to get that going?
Sure. So let me just first say thank you again for the invitation. I apologize. I left that out of the intro. So the reason that we started the podcast was really because we wanted to offer our organization and people who follow us on our social media platforms a means to have access to finances or finance information, mental health awareness information, entrepreneurship information, as well as community activism. And we wanted to expose them to that so that, if they had questions or if they needed guidance and so on and so forth. So that's where that birthed from. We did it initially in I think it was a Zoom call, if I'm being honest. And we got an overwhelming response of, hey, we need to do this more. And, and again, in transparency, my partner or my other co-host who does the show with me was, we weren't sure how we were going to, bring it to the community or expand. So we kicked around the idea for a few months, and we came up with a podcast show as the best means to be able to do that. So now what we're doing, not only are we, on the podcast show, but we are deeply rooted in the community. And we focus on conversations that allow the community to reimagine what their lives would look like based on a better well-being state. So that's what we focus on. We are blessed to be able to do that and have the platform that we have, the community that we're building. So it's just great. I love it personally.
That's what's up. And I'm sure like people was glad to get that because not too many people know what they want to do or like how to go about things. So just being open to have your show, people can come in and ask questions. I'm sure that is amazing.
Yeah.
Do you have any challenges when going live with your podcast? How was like the feedback?
Right. So some of the challenges we had was getting acclimated to the software and the different systems, right? Because it's not just for you to turn on the camera and hope your mic work or hope that, things are working properly. So there was some education behind the scenes. And just to give context or some more about myself, my background is actually, I have an associate's degree in visual communications. I have a bachelor's degree in graphic design, and I have a master's degree in information systems and technology management. So for me, it's a lot easier for maybe most because they don't have that background, right? So I knew what I wanted it to look like. We knew what the logo was. We knew what the branding and the concept and all of that was even before we turned on the camera. So there was some education, there were some challenges in the technology and learning the different kinds of technology. And then, of course, how we were going to put it out to the people, right? Whether we're going to put it, on YouTube, where we're going to do Instagram, Twitter, that when it was called Twitter, now it's called X, but just the different outlets that they have and what was going to serve us best based on what we knew about our community, what they actually watch, what do they consume, So that was an adjustment. I won't say a challenge. It was an adjustment.
Okay. And so being a black female, how like was there anything that like, maybe made it harder for you to, get people to watch the show, or was it any kind of challenge with you just coming out trying to be strong, in the Black community, was it any kind of challenges there?
Gotcha. So I don't know that it is a challenge as 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 it is. That's how we live our lives, right? So even if I were not on camera or we did not have a show, those would still be issues or concerns, we'll say, from people accepting us or wanting to hear what we have to say, right? And I think
Hmm.
for myself and my co-host, we both are very strong and very powerful women, very driven. So I think it was a connection between knowing your audience and speaking directly to them and not worrying about what other people outside of who your community or your core community is in terms of what it is that they think about you. I could care less, right? They're going to do what they do. They're going to, ride their lane till the wheels fall off. Trust me.
Yeah.
But it's
Yes.
our community that we're talking to specifically for those people who are, very concerned about the issues that are in their community. They're
Yes.
concerned about their family, and certainly they're concerned about how do I better finance my coins. How do I circulate those coins or the currency that I have within my household. So um, I can't really say it was a concern. We were just focused on finding our community. That's it. That's all.
Awesome stuff. That's the
Yeah.
stuff. And I with starting this Black Beacon project, for me it was kind of like the same thing. Like I just want to find, a group of people that are, willing to listen and, be a part of something great. And I find that in the Black community, like we're often, perceived not in the best light.
Right.
So, we try to have our Black businesses or our shows or podcasts, when we sell in t-shirts, like there's always something negative that comes behind it. So I just want to give something like very positive to the people, like, hey, there's some beautiful Black beacons. There's people who are, out like yourself, just trying to bring, everyone together. And I think that is awesome when you can get like-minded people who could just come together and just show, what a force, we can be in the Black community.
Yeah, I love that, and I appreciate you doing that. It's necessary because, like you said, and you hit it on the nail. There's a lot of people who want to say that masculine presenting women are either criminals, they unsuccessful in managing healthy relationships, they never get married, or it's just a host of things that
Yeah.
are working against us. And to demonstrate or to uplift and present really to everybody eh, otherwise, then that's wonderful. That's beautiful.
Yes, yes, and it's just it is a honor to be able to just speak with you, because I'm sure you've gone through stuff in your lifetime, and like the knowledge that you can give back to someone young like me, just starting out. It's nice when you have people that are really in your corner and that can guide, because we
Yeah.
we are the blueprint for the ones that's coming behind us. We want to show you how to have those healthy relationships, and how to speak to people, how to get out there and get it. Even if you're nervous, even if you're scared, just do it. Just promote yourself, do something positive for the Black community, and for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, yes.
Absolutely.
And so you were saying that you guys go live on Friday nights,
Yeah,
Wednesday, Friday nights.
generally we do go live on Friday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern. However, because this week is a holiday, we're actually going live tonight at 7 p.m. You can search for us on YouTube, and you can also search for us on Facebook as well. We do have Spotify and Apple Podcasts, so you can always downstream or download the apps and listen to us there as well.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. And I know you said that you have other things that you're doing as well. What are, like,
You
what are
other
some of
business?
those things that you do? Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So I also have a clothing brand as well. It's called Kaizen Clothes, and it focuses on the encouragement and the empowerment of our people as well, right? So we want
Mhm.
to reflect what it is that we're feeling in our journey, that and the things that we're going through, right? Again, I am also a graphic designer, so it's easier for me to visualize what things that I would like to see and wear
Mhm.
myself. Now, the word Kaizen, it actually means in Japanese continuous improvement. So if for those people who do know me or follow me or any of my content, they know that I tend to normally 90% of the time, I'm more dressed up, more professional, more business casual and that kind of thing. So
Mhm.
creating the brand was a way for me to be a little bit more playful and not necessarily take myself as serious all the time. So I created that with the thought process in mind that, hey, I also want to feel good about myself in terms of, where it is I'm going in my life, whether I'm on this mental health journey or this physical health journey or whatever those things are, then those things can be represented in my attire and how I show up in the world every day. So that's one other business that I have. And I
Mhm.
also have a digital, I'm venturing into digital products as well. So I do coaching and I have services that I offer online through my Stand store that also is a stream of income. So it all kind of, for me, it all kind of ties into one another, with the podcast, with the clothing brand, as well as all the
Mhm.
digital products. We're still focusing, or I should say, I'm still focusing on making sure that I'm uplifting my people, that we have a comfortable lifestyle in terms of being able to do the things that we would desire to do, we want to do, and be able to live an abundant life with my family, as well as offering those solutions or those products to people who desire to do that as well.
Wow, that is amazing. That's awesome. Um, have you had any specific people that you have mentored that they came back and say, hey, help me along the way, or like anything that you've done that's like a highlight of having your businesses and things.
Sure, absolutely. So yeah, I've been for many years, even before I even had a service in place in terms of an actual program, mentored people along my journey, for years. So even before that it's a thing, I mean, you just do those things out of the kindness of your heart, or I should say, I do. And so in doing so, many people have come back to me, whether we have a really close bond or we just were in passing, I was able to offer them some help or offer them a solution or a product or whatever that was. Then they have come back to me and say, I really appreciate you spending time with me to help me navigate, or solve these problems that I have, right? Or help me with the guidance on structuring this part of my business correctly versus, continuing going down a path that is not going to serve me or my business. So
Mhm.
yes, that has happened to me many times, which is also rewarding, right? Because we want to be validated in
Very.
terms of whether or not we're actually reaching the people. Even on the
Yes.
podcast, I get DMs or inbox messages all the time to say, hey, I didn't know that I was still triggered by this situation from the conversations you
Mm.
guys had on the podcast. And I appreciate you guys' perspective in terms of how you put it to the audience in terms of how maybe to go the next steps in terms of solving that or fixing that or where to go to get help or so on, something to that nature. So yes, that happens all the time. And it's just uh confirmation again to say, hey, yeah, you're doing the right thing. You are walking in your purpose. So yes.
Yes. Yes, that is amazing. I can't stress enough how just having someone positive, in your life, like you can go a long way if you have someone who can just look at you and they can see you and they can, pour into you in places where you didn't even know that you needed that push. So just thank you for doing that and being here, because even when you're speaking on this show, there's someone who's gonna be reached because of what you do, and that's just awesome, man. We don't really get that thank you enough, especially in the Black community.
Yeah.
That's huge. That's a very huge thing to do.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. All righty. Well, did you have anything else that you want to say, about your business and your brand, and anything that you would like to, promote this, coming up, like a certain show, a certain sale for your clothing, anything you want to give to the people?
Sure. I would just encourage you guys to go check out our YouTube page. That's where you'll find the bulk of our material. You can also visualize it, so it's a video. if you don't, utilize the podcast on Spotify and or Apple. But yes, check us out on YouTube. We again are live every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern. You're welcome to tune into us on tonight. I'm not sure how or when this is going to air, but we're always on YouTube, so you can always go back and watch the rewinds. Outside of that, I just want to say congratulations to you for being um, uh, for paying attention, one, to the call, and being uh assertive and actually following through, because there's a lot of people that will hear, well, maybe you need to do this, or maybe and they don't follow through, right? So I kudos to
Right.
you for actually listening, being obedient, and following through with that. And as I shared with you, through conversation, whatever it is that you need, and if I can be of assistance, or if you don't know what you need, because sometimes that's the case too, then hit me up and I can sort of guide you, from based on my own experience or what I feel like would best serve you. So outside of that, keep doing what you're doing, keep pressing forward. Don't allow anyone else or any noise, outside noise, to come in and tell you anything otherwise.
Thank you. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much. And that really means a lot. And having you as my very, very first guest, like I couldn't have picked, anyone better. Since day one, you have been here pushing me. Just you're always willing to help. Even just starting the show that I couldn't get the mic working, like and you just stepped in and you was able to just help. And I'm still learning and I'm still growing, and it's a great thing to have someone that's so positive and so like structured and ready to lead, to guide someone like me. So just thank you again for being the first guest on my show. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure, man. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Well, I thank you guys for joining me again. I'm Tay Johnson on the Black Beacon Project, and we'll see you guys next week. Thank you.